A new ringtone. Hey, Alyssa.
Hey guys, you got any ideas for topics for the podcast this week?
I don't really have much, but I'm 99% sure it's going to be spectacular, and it's going to be up next. Hello and welcome to this year's first edition of the Universe of Magic podcast. I'm John. I'm one of your hosts. And, well, we're brought to you by Moments of Magic Travel. So if you want to go to our wonderful website that has been recently redone, you can search an agent near you. You can do all this. You'll see everything that we offer because we are a full concierge agency and you will love us because we're amazing. Anyway, I'm joined at the table virtually by my friend Alyssa.
Hello.
And there's Jeff. How's it going, Jeff?
Good. Happy New Year, guys.
And Jeff is on cloud 9 because one of the Harbaugh brothers suffered a defeat, and then I'm on cloud 9 because the other Harbaugh brother suffered back to back. So we're in our glory. But this is not a sports talk show. This is a theme park travel podcast, and we have a fun topic for you tonight. So we're going to talk about things to do on off days. You know, when you just need a break, you're tired of crowds, you're just, you know what, I want to check things out. So I think this is a great topic because, you know, the more I've been to Disney, the more I want to check out things I haven't seen. So, Alyssa, why don't you start us off and just give us an idea of what we can do, and we'll throw some things at each other.
Yeah, I have to say our most recent trip over Thanksgiving, we only had like 1.5 park days. The rest was just chilling and relaxing and enjoying everything non-parks at Disney. And it was probably one of my favorite trips we've taken because it was, yes, some hustle and bustle and fast-paced stuff, but then we got to like chill and just enjoy things.
And see, I need to know this stuff because I'm heading down there Friday. We're dropping off my son for the college program.
Already? How did that come up so fast?
I know, it's crazy. We're dropping him off. His first day is Monday, and I'm not going to be in the parks a ton, so I want to be able to enjoy things while we're waiting for him to get in and out of classes and all that stuff. So this is a great topic for me.
Are you going to pull the ultimate dad thing and do something to embarrass him, like show up in the minivan?
I actually thought about, getting one of those dinosaur outfits and then running up to the casting building as he's walking out. But...
That's amazing. Oh. That is something I totally would do.
Please do. Actually, Disney appropriate. Did you see there's like a viral video of a guy that dressed up in an Olaf, one of those giant Olaf ones, picking his daughter up from the airport?
That's what I'll do. I'll get an Olaf outfit and then run up to the Disney University building as he's coming out.
That's fantastic.
Boom.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, man.
You know what? Totally off topic for a second, but on our list of shows in the future is a cast member appreciation show. Maybe we could have him on at some point just to talk about cast members currently.
Yeah.
And their experiences. So.
Definitely bring them on. We might even be able to get them live from there one evening. And my daughter done the college program too, so we could have them both on and give some contrast.
That'd be great.
This is amazing.
He just found out
we talk about it every show. But the thing that makes Disney amazing and it's just the cast members. Like the interactions you get, like it's just in fact I have an update to share. We'll share later on. A really, really happy update. But anyway, we talked we're going to talk resort hopping, right?
That's probably my favorite non-park thing to do. So I mean, the amount of ways that you can do it too is like I don't know, it's just so fun. Our back during conference I did like a monorail resort hop with some friends, like before
Mm-hmm.
conference started, and like you could easily spend an entire day doing that. So it was great. Like start at the Contemporary, we did brunch at Steakhouse 71. We went over to the Grand Floridian where we were staying. We went to the pool for a few hours. Then once it opened, did Enchanted Rose. Then went to the Polynesian for Trader Sam's. Like that was an entire day, and
Mm-hmm.
it was amazing. So and that like those are my core memories. Like yes, I have great memories inside the parks, but it's doing those like different things when you've done the parks so many times.
Absolutely. We spent our first winter last year doing the snowbirding thing, and my wife and I was on property probably more than we should have been, and that's exactly what we done. We done resort hopping. We
Mm-hmm.
may or may not have checked out a few of the pools, when we were supposed to or not, and just really. I agree with Alyssa. I was at conference with her too, and that was one of my highlights of that is being able to do. It is all the time being able to do the resort visits, but resort hopping when you don't have an itinerary, sitting in the Grand Floridian, breezeway, the lobbyway there, and listening to the piano player at night is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Going over to the Polynesian at night and seeing the little tiki torches lit up by the beach. I mean, there's so many great things to do. My wife loves to go over to Port Orleans and go over to,
Mm-hmm.
and get some of the fresh beignets that are just coming out
Mm-hmm.
of the oven. I mean, there's so many great things to do, and I don't think our viewers and people who watch these videos know that there's more than just 4 parks and 2 water parks. There's,
Mm-hmm.
There's
I mean, Walt.
there's imagination, like Imagineering all over the place at Disney. In fact, like I will totally flex right here. There's been a couple of occasions when we've had trainings uh, as as an agent, and I've been like sitting in the Polynesian. I think one we were having a meeting with Cindy, and I was just sitting there. Cindy's one of the board members, and I was just sitting there eating chocolate covered bacon, sitting in the poly, just listening to the training.
Oh,
It was great. Like,
you are
and,
flexing now, man. You are flexing.
and then the other one was I forgot which it was. It was another training, but like I was like totally sitting by the pool and just listening to the training, and then I took them all over to the beach when fireworks were going off.
Mm.
It's just so much. There's so many different things that like you don't think you just think, and I think we're gonna have a topic in the future where we just talk about like why not to fly blind at Disney as far as planning a trip blindly, because there's so much to like, if you have kids, who have low tolerance for like heat, you know, take them, take them to like a resort and have fun there, and then go to the parks at night where it's not as
Hmm.
hot.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of things that you can do.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, people forget that this is twice the size of Manhattan Island, Disney World.
mhm.
It's not Disneyland where you're in one big city square block. This is like a city. This is
Mhm.
definitely a city, and it comes with the city. You got hotels to visit, and I'm not going to get into it all right now because we're going to uncover each one of these gems.
Yes.
But it's just so much to do, and resort hopping
Mhm.
is probably one of my favorite things to do at Disney World.
I mean,
And as
Agreed.
agents,
yep.
as agents, we want to know all the resorts, so I always take it very seriously when I visit these resorts to take notes and take pictures because I have families that might be watching here that want to know about a specific resort that I may not know a ton about. So I'm going to go get
Mhm.
lost in that resort and figure everything out. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
You
fun.
have like, a hidden gem is, Port Orleans Riverside. I mean, not only is like the restaurant's great, but you have Yeehaw Bob, who I would
Hmm.
love to get on the show for
Mm.
our cast member show because he's just amazing. He's just like, I don't know. He's just an entity to himself. He's just so captivating. He's just a great personality. And you have, there's so much to it. The Polynesian's great. The Grand Floridian is great because you might see celebrities. It's just a lot of things going on. So, what else we
Yeah,
got?
you say celebrities. Remember Richard, the greeter at the Grand Floridian?
Yes,
Oh,
I,
he
yes.
rest in peace.
I, yeah, I remember. God, probably 10, 12 years ago. I remember sitting out front with him for almost 45 minutes just talking.
Yes.
You know, just
Mm.
just talking. I brought him out a coffee and we sat there and just chatted for like 45 minutes. He was such a wealth of knowledge, not only about Disney and the history of it, but just I enjoyed that conversation so much. God rest his soul. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think he worked right up until he got sick. Just an
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
amazing
Yeah,
guy,
he
man.
did.
Amazing.
The Disney
Oh,
community like really like came to, you know, to celebrate his life because there are so many people. Think about how many people go to that resort and how many lives that man has touched. Like that,
Yeah,
like I aspire to be a person like Richard.
yeah.
Um, so
mm,
yeah.
same. So we don't want to divulge all of our secrets because that's why
Yes.
you're an agent. However,
Right.
I think you guys bring up so many good points. We talked a lot about the monorail. We talked now with the convenience of the Skyliner. You can visit seven resorts if you include the boardwalk resorts
Hmm.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
So like all those, with the Port Orleans, you can get there from Disney Springs. Like
Hmm.
there's so many little niches, and for you to like mention something like Yeehaw Bob, like that is something that I bet a bunch of listeners were like, what the heck is he talking about? But like that's I think the knowledge that we bring is because we know those little
Yes.
things that you're gonna be like, right today you're gonna be like, what the heck is Yeehaw Bob? And then when you go experience it, you're like, oh my gosh, how did I not know about this? So
As soon as you
yeah.
said that, John, our viewers Googled it. I know they did.
Yes.
And you guys know you did too.
Yeah.
You guys know you did too.
I will
Uh,
seriously see if we can land Yeehaw Bob because I think that would be great.
that would be great.
I'll get on that.
Um, something we all three mentioned too is the pools at the resort. So
Yes.
the I like that you said that, Jeff, because I have done my fair share of pool hopping in the past. I hope Leslie's not listening to this, but you're not supposed to. However, I think wherever you are staying, enjoying that pool, because I think every resort has something to offer in
Hmm.
their own different way.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Well,
I
I done it legally. I was DVC pool hopping, which we are allowed to do.
fair.
I think it might be shut down right now. I'm not sure that it's come back from COVID, but
Hmm.
I think I was doing it legally anyways.
Hey, my wife thinks that Beach Club is overrated as a resort, but I am a snob for that pool. Like I will like
No,
go
that's
out,
the
and I'm a DVC member. I will go out of my way. I will sell like I don't have a firstborn, but if I did, I'd sell it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But like
no,
seriously,
that
like
is the best pool.
it is the best pool on property. Like I remember when we brought my twin niece and nephew going hard for that resort over our trip because I knew it would be an afternoon game changer. If it's really hot in July, you go to the pool. It's a 3 acre
True.
pool. You do it. Um,
True. I think me and my high school friends were contributing factors to why you have to have a wristband for that pool
uh
now.
huh.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all.
It's the only pool on Disney property with a sand bottom. I mean, how
Yes.
Yeah.
cool is that? You know, and it
And
stretches
I've
for.
heard it's. I don't know if it's folklore or fact, but they used to have fish in the really deep part.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't
I never.
know. That's what at least I was told. I will. I
Let
will. I will get on that.
let's believe that. You know, it's Disney.
Sure.
It's
Yes.
magical, right?
Why not?
Fish are princess
Well,
food.
did you guys know that if you go underwater at the Art of Animation pool, you can actually hear the Nemo sounds and all that stuff?
Yes, and I forgot about that until after we went in the pool because I never went under because I had Trip, and he doesn't know how to swim. He doesn't know how to hold his breath. But then afterwards, I was like, oh man, I should have done that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Which, by the way, that pool is incredible, and that splash pad for the little ones is incredible. Like, I would book Art of Animation over and over and over again just for that
Hmm.
pool.
I had
So,
a I had a family last year that wasn't going to go into Hollywood Studios. They were only had 2 days, and they had picked Epcot and Magic Kingdom, but their son really wanted some Cars, feel. And I told him, kind of what we're talking about right now. I said, resort hop over to Art of Animation. There's a whole wing where you can meet Mater, and it's free. It's not going to cost you anything. So it's kind of like giving him his wish, not having to pay for a park access day to meet, Lightning McQueen.
I know some people complain that we don't have a Cars Land on the East Coast, like on the West Coast, but I feel like the Art of Animation is just as immersive. It's
Mm-hmm.
just, yeah, it's not necessarily as big,
Mm.
but if you had never been to that, like, I think Art of Animation is incredible.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. It's a really cool place.
Yeah. So, all right, you guys got anything else on resort hopping and pools?
I will say that you do not sleep on the Port Orleans French Quarter pool because that slide is really cool. It's just it's really fun. It's like the best like moderate slide I think, in my opinion. Um,
I
yeah.
have I have heard, I don't know if this is true too, but they also have a really excellent splash pad. And if like you really, if for whatever reason you want to go to the Riverside side, but you have little ones, then they share amenities, French Quarter and Riverside. So then you can go over to that side.
I'm a big fan of zero entry pools, so I
Yeah.
love, I love Polynesian and I love Animal Kingdom Lodge for that
Yes.
very reason. I mean, the great thing about the pools is they have neighborhood pools at these resorts as well. If you kind of want to
Mm-hmm.
get away from the craziness, there's always neighborhood pools closer to your room than you got the main pool. And I've always told my clients, and they're like, "Do we really need to get a, a water park ticket, or do we use that money for other things?" And I always advise them, if you guys really want to experience water parks, that's only a question that they can answer. But if you're unsure of it, man, these resorts are like water parks in a sense because they all have that master pool, and they all have, like you just said, John, they all have their own great thing about whatever their main pool, you know, is about.
I
Coronado Springs has the Mayan ruins, in the slide.
Hmm.
It's awesome. It's
That
it's
is
just
like
a
one
great
of my
way.
favorite pools. Like Coronado Springs, man, the new tower, the Grand Casino is just gorgeous. I mean, it's just amazing. It's like the other thing, and we'll do this as John's pro tip of the day. The waterfall at the Polynesian is a great back massager, especially if you're a guy my size. I that's all I'm gonna leave it at that. Like I
Yeah.
have been known to just stand there after a long park day and just for like 5-10 minutes and embarrass my nephew. It's glorious. So
question for someone who is smaller, would I get
yeah,
pummeled by the waterfall?
probably yes.
Okay.
You'd probably become a statistics, Alyssa.
Got
So,
it. Okay, what about we should jump to non-resort, non-park things to do. So my thought, we briefly mentioned it, was Disney Springs.
Yep.
Which
yes. Oh.
has transformed quite a bit in the last decade, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not downtown Disney anymore that I grew up with. That's for
Nope.
No.
sure.
Nope. And that's the name I still love, Downtown Disney. I still may or may not refer to that from time to time when I'm with my kids and I'm there. I forget. But you are right. Disney Springs is a day in itself. That's like one day in itself that you could
Mm-hmm.
literally spend, a whole afternoon and evening. Perfect day. You sleep in a little bit, have some breakfast at your resort, jump a bus over there by noon or one, and you could spend all evening and afternoon just
Mm-hmm.
shopping,
Eating.
If you're a
eating,
Star Wars fan, I mean, if
and then
you're a cookie
yeah.
fan, oh.
And what a lot of people forget those little things because they have great entertainment. They have street
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
performers that aren't begging for money. These are paid well performers by Disney that play amazing music, just like you
Mm-hmm.
were, in New Orleans or in Chicago or New York. They're great street performers, from magical shows to music to anything and everything. It's just a fun day, Disney Springs, and I
Mm-hmm.
always
Mm-hmm.
plan a day as a travel,
Yeah.
advisor for Disney. I always plan a day built into my clients' itineraries for Disney Springs.
Yeah. I
Have
mean,
you guys
honestly.
yet
Oh, go
seen
ahead.
have you seen the new Cirque du Soleil show, Drawn to Life?
I have not.
I've not.
I've done the
No.
previous one.
Yeah, same.
Done the previous one. I actually got pulled. I got pulled up on
Huh?
stage. Yep,
Wow.
yep, yep. And funny story is, I told my wife because we purposely got seats where we figured that 'cause we saw videos of how they got pulled, and
Nice.
I told her, I says, we got to get these seats. We got the seats. Sure as crap, I got pulled. And little did you know, they would not let my wife take any video because the guy from the show came in and sat in my seat and just, yeah, wouldn't let her take any videos or pictures.
Wow.
Uh,
Wow.
But
dang.
but those are
Oh,
fun shows.
that's so fun. I've heard that this show is incredible. Like
It
I've
is.
heard amazing things, and I saw like a couple of videos of like when it was first opening, and like some of the really big like Disney artists and stuff were part of it and like creating it. So
Yeah.
like I can't, for someone who my dream job as a kid growing up was being a Disney animator. And so I feel like I gotta get over there and see the show while it's still going because it looks incredible. But for those who don't know, it's on the very far side of Disney Springs.
Yes.
So you have to go way over there. Do you guys remember Disney Quest?
Mm-hmm.
I never got to go in Disney Quest, but I remember like all the vloggers I watched writing about it, and like it really did look like a fun time. It looked like something that I would spend a lot of money at.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Taking my son there. I mean, it was multi-level fun. You felt like you were in a virtual amusement park in that place. Every time I go by there, and whatever it is these days, I think it's a sports bar because I don't think the NBA experience hung around for very long.
Which is very disappointing because they got rid of it for the NBA experience for that to not last.
Yes.
Every time I go by that, I'm like, man, just make it Disney Quest again, please.
And we can't blame Bob Chapek on that either.
No.
That was.
But Bob Iger needs to bring it back. So, but yeah, do you guys have, what would be, this is spur of the moment, what would be your number one restaurant at Disney Springs to go to, your number one place to shop, and maybe just your number one thing to do?
So, favorite restaurant for me, and it's funny I'm going to say this, my favorite restaurant there is actually Splitsville, because they have a menu there that is very similar and as thick as like a Cheesecake Factory. You wouldn't think that a bowling alley has just this incredible menu, but you can get sushi there. And it's not like gas station sushi. It's really good. You know, and they have these really unique pizzas. There's just so many things that you can get there. We always typically try to get a meal there at Splitsville. Boathouse is a very close second. We like the atmosphere there. Favorite store for me. It's not going to be your typical World of Disney answer you're probably going to hear. I always like the Ron John store there. I always just am fascinated going in there, being a big fan of the real Ron Johns in Cocoa Beach. I just love going to this mini version because they always have, great sunglasses to look at. I'm kind of a surfer at heart. I just love that whole vibe. So I love going into Ron John's. And what was the third thing you said, Alyssa?
Something to do.
People watch for me. I just love to sit and watch people, with families. Seriously, I could sit in a bench there, right as I call it, like the crossroads there, right by the Coca-Cola store. As everything comes from different directions, people are coming down the ramp. You got people coming in from the I call them the in-tunnel stores. I just love to people watch. So those are my three.
Nice. What about you, John?
I will have to say my favorite place to eat, even though it's completely off my diet, is Art Smith Homecoming. I love the fried chicken. Like
I've not ate there yet.
Oh, so my 40th birthday trip, like the night after we got there, the first reservation I made, because it was coveted back in 2017.
It still kind of is.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Was just fried. It was like 9:40 at night is when I was able to get it, and like it was the fried chicken, it was the donuts, and like I have a thing where if I like eat really good food and I take a bite of it, if there's a smile that comes off my face, you can tell I'm enjoying the hell out of it, and that is legit the best food I've eaten. That was before I got serious about my dieting though, and going to the shopping.
Calories don't count at Disney.
Oh,
they don't.
Yeah, I know. But like when I looked at my our first trip, we were at Epcot on our departure day, or no, maybe it was the trip after. And I looked down at my legs and I looked at my wife, who's a nurse. I'm like, is that normal? Because like I ate way too much sodium, and I'm over the age of 40, so that's something I gotta watch. My favorite stores. I'm a Star Wars and a Marvel fan, and I remember the one time I took a friend to Disney with me, and I came home with a lightsaber lamp, and my wife was not happy.
Lightsaber lamp, that's awesome.
Like you can see back there my Mando helmet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
I mean, like when I went this past July to to ride Guardians of the Galaxy, and the shop was actually open. I spent like $100 and something because it was just like, oh my god! I think I bought the
Don't even say the
the
Tesseract because I want that.
no, the gauntlet. I bought the Infinity Gauntlet. Like,
Nice.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't buy the Tesseract. I bought the Infinity Gauntlet, and I paid $25 for all 6 stones. And I spent 2 hours trying to figure out which stone was where. And I've seen all the movies multiple times. Shame on me. Yeah. So, and my favorite experience is just Gideon's. I dig the vibe. I love the cookies. Like, my biggest guilty pleasures, besides a Dole Whip, walking back to my room at the Polynesian, and eating chocolate covered bacon simultaneously, is just eating a cookie. Like, it's just the best.
So funny story. Other than the people watching part, I haven't done any of what you guys just named. So, which is really sad with the amount of times I've been to Disney Springs. But like Splitsville is at the top of my list. That's something I really, really want to do. I've heard about the sushi. Gideon's every single time I go is a 3-hour wait, so I just don't have the time. Like, so I still have there. That's the crazy thing. You're right, Jeff. You can take an entire day there because there's so much to do, see, eat, everything. And it's funny because when I go, I do like the same exact thing every time, which is we always dine at Planet Hollywood. I don't know why, because there's Planet Hollywood in so many different cities, but for whatever reason, we get the ribs that by Guy Fieri come on a park bench, and I'll send you a picture, John, so you can like understand and show it. But it's so good, and that's just what I don't know, it's our thing. We just do it every time. You can get a last minute reservation pretty easy. So yeah, you're shaking your head at me. I don't know if it's for any reason other than Planet Hollywood. It's just too.
That's a great restaurant.
It's so good, and
tourist trap.
I know it is, but it's really good. The food is really good.
My son loves their barbecue mac and cheese. He loves it.
Yeah.
Everything I've gotten since they revamped it with Guy Fieri's input and with like the new screens and dancing and all this, like it's a great time every time I go. So yes, it is a tourist trap, but it's so good.
I like the look of it better as a conservatory too.
Yeah, I agree. I was really kind of mad when they closed it down to refurb it, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, this is
I will say a hidden gem at Disney Springs is Wine Bar George. It's just really good food. It's just
that is one that I did do, and I do agree. We went for lunch, and I couldn't drink any wine because I was about to drive really far right after, but like the food was excellent. So I definitely recommend
the skirt steak is like $75 and it could feed 2.
But you eat the whole thing.
But yeah. I really wanted to.
But real quick, my store is a store called Disney Style. It's actually next to World of Disney.
Yep.
It's a very girly store, but they always have very unique things in there, which is what I love about it. So you get Disney, but just something a little different, a little more like if that makes sense, like not like theme park attire. And then my favorite experience thing to do is to go get a Ghirardelli's sundae and just then walk around and with that. So that's good stuff.
That's fun.
I really just want to go right now that we're talking about it, and I'm jealous that you're going.
I'll send pictures doing all those things while we're down there.
That sounds amazing. Okay. Anything else Disney Springs related you guys can think of?
Nope.
No. Okay. I put something else on our list. I don't know. I've never done this. Have either of you done regular golf at Disney? You have, Jeff? How was it?
Yep. I suck at golf, so it was a long, hot day, but it was fun just because I wanted to do the pictures and be able to advise as a travel advisor. I done the Lake Buena Vista golf. I think that's the one that's around Saratoga. So I done the one that's Saratoga / Old Key West, all connected together. Yeah. So I done that one. I haven't done all 3 courses, just that one.
I got lost in that one on a scooter once because it was right after my adrenal surgery.
Yeah. It's a big course, and I think I lost 290 balls or something like that. But good times. No, I don't think it was that many, but
maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong about this. But I just redid our 2023 College of Disney Knowledge training. And I don't know why I didn't think about this, but if you get the water park and sports option, that supposedly includes golf. Like, not just mini golf. Like, per the training, it said it included golf.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I just did the training and I was like, wait, what? Like, because a round of golf can be expensive.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
So, like, that in and of itself makes me kind of, so, like, my husband is not really a water park kind of guy. Like, but I could totally see me going to the water park and him going golfing and, like, having a great time if we did that add-on. And, like, that, the add-on for the water park and sports thing for your tickets is not that much. So to be able to...
And that formula that you just sent, the ladies or families go to the water parks and the dads golf, is how a lot of ladies get their husbands to Disney World. So, I've heard.
Yeah. Yep. I've golfed a handful of times, but I'm just not, like, on my Disney vacation, I don't necessarily want to go golf. So, yeah. But would.
It was over a decade ago I did it. You know, it's nothing I'm wanting to do again in the near future until I take a few lessons locally. But it was a good time that day.
Yeah. The mini golf, however, is a blast. Like they have the 2 different courses that each have 2 courses. Like and yeah, that's like a fun evening. Like that would be something maybe, John, whenever you if that's what you take your nieces and nephews to, that could be a fun little thing. Because that oftentimes mini golf even comes with resort packages nowadays.
And the nice thing about one of those courses, John, is the Christmas course is right there at Blizzard Beach. You know, you can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone if that's something. That's my favorite course is the Christmas one.
If you guys are okay with this, I want to share, like, we've talked about, like, how I was going to take the year off from Disney World and stuff like that. Well, life
just
has
kidding.
Psych. Life kind of has a funny way of just changing things, and this was the first Christmas that I've spent with my 15-year-old niece Hannah, my 9-year-old nephew Brantley, and my 3-year-old niece Maddie. And we are going to be going to Disney World next December as a way to celebrate my niece's 16th birthday. So yeah, this is going to be big. And there's going to be a lot of, like, I think preparatory discussion about, like, this trip. Cause, like, I mean, our next, kind of, off day to kind of, like, talk about things is just, what you do, at some of the different things for kids, like, Alyssa brought up one brilliantly that I know, my niece and my nephews and my nieces and my nephew are obsessed with horses, so like I was showing my niece Hannah, Tri-Circle D Ranch, and she's like, oh my God, can we go here? And it's the easiest thing. And like, from there we'll do like a hoop-de-doo review. Cause that's like my jam. I love that. And it's not cheap, but it's nostalgic. It's just, it strikes all the chords for me. So that's like something I would totally do on an off day and just like pull a day and then hustle on over to Fort Wilderness. I will say the bus system at Fort Wilderness Campground is a bit tricky. It's not like your typical resort where it's like, but even running a golf cart and like taking a ride around like the resort at night where they have all these campers decorated for Christmas, that's like a slam dunk. I mean, even for Halloween, for 4th of July, I don't know if they do it for Easter, but still, you have that added like thing to do. You're not necessarily spending money in the theme park.
I think that's the cool thing about a lot of these non-park things that we're talking about is a lot of them don't cost money. So, like, you don't have to pay extra to go to the pools. You don't have to pay extra to resort hop. Like, you could just walk around and window shop at Disney Springs and have an amazing time. Like, so, yeah. And I think, like, Fort Wilderness has even most of the resorts have, like, a nighttime campfire s'mores thing, but Fort Wilderness goes a step up with like the characters and their campfire sing along and everything. So, and that's included for everybody that's there. I mean, I think you can pay for the s'mores, but otherwise, like I think they
Did you
get the
do
free
that with your son,
marshmallow.
Alyssa, or no?
No, it's on
Not
the
yet.
list. I
Yeah.
think I have a long list of things that I
Oh
want to
yeah.
take them to do. So, but yeah, I think there's so many cool things for
Yeah.
sure that you
Yep.
can do. I have clients traveling in February, and they were like, "What should we go to a park when we get in? We're not going to get in until like mid afternoon." I'm like, "No, like don't waste the day. Go enjoy the resort. Do the campfire. Do like all this different stuff." And they're like, "Oh yeah. We could go do that." So
Yeah.
Did you guys know that you guys can play foot golf there? I
that's
have.
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I
Yep.
got a
I did
soccer
know that.
family. I got a soccer family that's going this coming fall, and over at Disney's Oak Trail Golf Course, they have foot golf. You can actually play foot golf and play soccer.
That's my
So they're
kind of fun.
excited. They're excited to do that. That's
Yeah.
one of the things that you can do on your day
There's
off from the
just so
park.
much to do, and you don't have to. I mean, yeah, you're getting an amazing hotel experience, but you're not getting, you're not having to pay for a park every day.
Right.
Just like, I was explaining to my sister, like, when we stay in December, we're gonna have a kitchen. So like breakfast and lunches are covered pretty much. So it's kind of like, that's kind of a way to save money. Like, if you can cook your meals in like a mini kitchen like they have at most of the resorts, you can save a lot of money. I think maybe, do we have that on the list for a topic, like how to save money at Disney World? Because I think
No, but we should.
I add that to the list. There we go.
You made me think of something. I don't remember how I thought of it, but the another free thing that you can do, right, you have to finagle a little bit with getting there, but is going to the boardwalk. So because
Yes.
you might not be able to use the pool over the Stormalon Bay pool, but we just went there on our last trip, and there was this magician comedian guy that was amazing, and it was just on the boardwalk, like a typical boardwalk you would go to like at a beach or something, like where they have performers and stuff. And that's something free again, and it was right next to. They have like different like boardwalk games and everything. And then again, you can go visit those resorts. We watched the Epcot fireworks from there, so we didn't need to have a park ticket for that day, and that was amazing. That was really, really great. So, and then they had also the movies under the stars. They had like a full screen projector, and people just sitting on the lawn, like watching a movie. So, so many good things. None of that cost us money. That entire time. So
And since the Skyliner stops at Epcot, it's actually easier to get into the boardwalk now. You can just jump on the Skyliner, get off right there, and boom, you're on the boardwalk.
I mean, the entertainment there is great. They have games that are like run by a company contracted by Disney, but they're fun. I remember like, being agitated at a family member one night, and just they have a lobster game there. You like throw the lobster on the thing, and you hit a sledgehammer, toss it. It's just like I felt better after.
So I'm a little bit biased when it comes to boardwalk because that's my home DVC resort. I remember the very first year that we done the Easter over at the boardwalk, and my kids done the candy on Easter Sunday morning. They got full-size Snicker bars, and I mean, there was so freaking much candy in our hotel room.
that's awesome.
And that was something else that, play your cards right and get over there on the boardwalk on Easter morning is something else that's free and fun to do.
That's awesome. That makes me think too. I don't know that I've done any, but a lot of resorts just have different activities like for the families. So like I think Riviera has like it's only like $5, but you can paint this mosaic thing that you can take home, and they'll dry it overnight, so you go pick it back up the next morning. I know that Polynesian has where you can make like your own lei or different kinds of like Polynesian necklaces and stuff. And it's not, those types of things are not badly priced. It's a little hard to determine like when to do it because usually the schedule isn't always posted like way ahead of time. Sometimes it's day of, but like that kind of thing. If you're taking a resort day, go look at what they're offering and see. And that's something you could go make your own lei and not have to stay at the Polynesian. You could just be visiting. So I think it's
sit there and
cool
eat chocolate covered bacon. Your life will be better for it.
Or their nachos.
Their
nachos are really good.
Yes. The nachos are amazing. Like the Polynesian is just amazing. Go to Ohana. Like it's like other people complain about it. I think it's one of the best meals on property. I mean, for the money. Yeah. So winding down here, guys. We have any more categories or things we want to add, or
Gotta be one more tiny one there, Alyssa. You gotta have one more.
There was one other one at a resort that's on my list. Back at Port Orleans, you can do carriage rides around like
yes,
up through Riverside and French Quarter. And then they also, I watched a video of this, but they have fishing. You can
Yep.
get a fishing pole.
they have fishing. They have fishing along like the what's that? What's that between Hollywood Studios and Epcot? What is that called? That's not Echo Lake, right? No, that's not Echo. What's it called?
Like where the friendship boats go through.
Yes.
I know
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they got
Yeah.
fishing
They
there
have
too.
fishing there. I mean, there's just so much to do. Like, I mean, you
Yeah.
can go on like dessert cruises. I mean, that costs money, but still, like, it's a good way to, see the fireworks and see the resorts. I mean, just
I've
going
heard
on
those. I have never done it, but I've heard those dessert cruises are worth it. Like the ones that go, like you can see Magic Kingdom and stuff. And I know they have the Epcot ones too. They seem legit. I know that they're expensive, but that could be like a once in a lifetime celebrating something. Like
You gave me an idea, Alyssa, for my niece Hannah's 16th birthday, and I'm going
oh, there you
keep
go.
that close to the vest. But yeah, it's
John, the lake you're thinking of is Crescent Lake.
Yes, yeah. It was on the tip of my tongue.
I wouldn't
So.
have been able to name that. I know a lot of Disney trivia. But
You actually mentioned it. You mentioned it, and it stirred up one of my favorite things that we like to do. Is when we stay at Boardwalk or we walk. We walk from Boardwalk to Hollywood Studios. We just take that nice leisurely walk. You end up right by the Skyliner station at Hollywood Studios, and you're at the park. And then it's the great thing about those three resorts right there. You can walk to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. I mean, I get the attraction to the monorail route. I personally love the Epcot resort a little bit better because you have access to two parks.
Same. I think Grand Flirting was my number one to stay at, and we checked that off last year. But I think a water view, boardwalk view at the boardwalk is my next one. I think, and just the convenience to those parks is amazing.
Yeah, for me, I love there's just the one resorts, the two resorts I glom to are Beach Club and Polynesian, just because it's just there's something about Beach Club where it just feels even more exquisite than Grand Floridian. It's just like you work hard to get in there. If you're a DVC owner, you understand. Like it's like something that like I like will be like, oh, Beach Club's open, I'm taking it. So
the only harder resort I think to get into is a Grand Californian at Disneyland.
Yes.
But with the Disneyland hotel opening their DVC tower, maybe things
Hopefully
will
it'll be easier.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And to be honest with you, like I'm disappointed that I won't be going out to California in September, but I get to make memories with family that I don't really get an opportunity to. I haven't had the opportunity to do it, so by God, I'm going to do it. So, all right.
Yeah.
So contact information, because I always forget to do this. Jeff, how can people get in touch with you if they want to book a trip with you?
So my email is simple. That's probably the quickest way. Jeff@momentsofmagictravel.com. I'm also on Facebook, Jeffrey Armbruster Travel. So those are the two best ways to get a hold of me, or Travel by Jeffrey on Instagram. Those are the three best.
And Alyssa?
So my email, also simple, Alyssa with a Y, ALYSSA @momentsofmagictravel.com. Instagram handle is Magic and Adventure, and then Facebook.com/Alyssa MOMT.
There you go. And I am John MOMT on Facebook, and I'm working. I have my niece working as my social media manager now, so we're gonna be rebranding some things.
Nice.
I'm putting her to good use. Anyway, so again, we are brought to you by Moments of Magic Travel. Go to momentsofmagictravel.com if you're interested in booking a package with us. It's free. You get a free quote, and it doesn't cost you anything, so why not give it a shot? So for Jeff, for Alyssa, I'm John. We'll see you next time. Have a great night.
Take care.
Bye, y'all.
I hope you're not recording me. You're totally recording me. Go to the car. Okay, I guess you can be in the video. I think that's okay.